We're live and all right, we got sound, so that's good. All right, today I'm going to be playing a track that's all minor. It's C minor, F minor, C minor, or the full thing, and F minor. There you go. Or F minor. We can do this up here. And basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be instead of formulating a groove that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're just repeating it between the two chords. Is I'm going to build it to a point where I have an 8-beat phrase that I'm going to be able to then utilize over and over again over the track, because just in case you don't know, C minor and F minor are right on top of each other. F is the fourth of C, or C is the fifth of F, which allows for resolution. Even though you're not going into a major chord, there are plenty of songs that are in a major key but use the relative minor chord. Not that we can see my face. All right, so in this case, F major is F minor is A flat. A flat major. No, that's F sharp, right? No, it's not. Okay, I'm an idiot. All right, so the A flat major is the relative major of F minor. As you can see right there, there's that first 3 of F minor. Like if this was in a flat major, this is a chord progression that's very that works very well with it. You have your F minor, and you have your fifth from the F here for perfect cadence. So you're going 5, 1, and everyone's happy with it. And this tune, it's da 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 da, very boring. But now if we extend the phrase, we could start here. Right? 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 5, 6. Something like that, where I'm actually, instead of just using a very short or just repeating, and I'm using each bar as the constraints of my sentence. Instead, I'm opening it up. I want my sentence to be longer. I want to be able to confirm more information. Music, is a language, right? That's what we like to say. So I'm going to develop a groove that, I'm hoping begins and ends. Begins with the root, ends with the root, but doesn't touch. While I'm in the C, it's going to be start from C, and then when I go to F, I'm going to avoid the F until the very end to be that final resolution. That's the goal. And that's 6 minutes of me talking about something I'm kind of nervous because I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off right. This is live, so if I fuck up, you're just going to have to wait, and I'm going to start it all over again. Fortunately, the track is about like 3.5 minutes long, or 3 minutes 20 seconds. So I got some time to screw up a few times before I got to start over. See, look, I screwed it up there. Ha-ha! Screwed it up there again. All right. Let's try something a little different. All right, let's try pentatonics. All right, instead of trying to talk over that, we're going to try pentatonics. As you saw in scales, I did have a couple of decent groove runs there, where I'm starting on C, ending on F. Yeah, sure, I'm hitting that octave, but I don't see that as necessarily bad because it's not the same register. So it's sort of like a comma instead of a period. as far as the chord tone. And by the time I got to it, I'm already in F. I'm in the F chord, so I'm playing the fifth more than I'm playing the tonic. So it really doesn't really resolve the phrase at that point. It would be different if I was like. That's really like just bringing it right back to where you started. Anyhow, so we're going to try pentatonics now. The C major the C minor pentatonic, and the F minor pentatonic from the E string above it. So the only note missing from the C pentatonic is here, and the only note missing from the F pentatonic is here. So I could pretty much over C and I'm not violating that C or the F pentatonic. If I wanted to spice it up, all right, let's try that again. Over the C, I could, and then use that minor third on the F to go back to the F at the end of the phrase, which I'm going to try to do. I'm gonna attempt this now. Yeah, I'm at like 12 minutes, which 13 minutes, which is obnoxiously long for me. But let's try it. All right, so I've like crossed the Rubicon here. I'm at like 15 and a half minutes, which is really obscenely long for me as far as playing a live video. So I think you're getting an idea of what I'm talking about. I should hope so. I'm generally sticking with, when I'm sticking with the pentatonic, I'm trying to stay here because here it's a bit of a stretch. And plus, you get extra notes because I don't have a C string. Sure, you don't have that G, B flat up here, but I mean, if I really wanted to, I could do that and just shift. But you get the idea of what I'm doing. I'm sure I'm hitting the F, and I'm even hitting the F in that in the context of the F minor. But when I'm hitting the F is what's important because I'm hitting it towards the beginning of the phrase, towards the beginning of the bar, and it's part of a descent into the reference tone, the tone that the tone that this is the fifth of, you know, right? So I'm moving in the direction back to where my C is. That brings us back towards resolution, and that's what I was talking about with the cadence stuff. So basically, my thought process as far as things that I'm trying to develop as my own personal skills is being able to marry pentatonics that are commonly used together, scales that are commonly used together as far as chord references, like the C minor and the F minor, A minor, D minor, and that vocabulary is really just transferable. Like I can do. I just did that over here with C and F, and I just did that over there with A and D, and these things, the chord changes that we see, are things that we need to, as people who play instruments, see and understand and be able to use transferable vocabulary, which that was. I try to avoid using open strings because I like to be able to move my vocabulary all around the neck. If I'm doing a solo, that could be in a solo up above the 12th fret, or if I'm doing a groove, that could be a groove, and it could be in any paired minor keys. I generally I avoid things like melodic minor, harmonic minor, stuff like that as a regular tool to use. I don't really practice them very much because at my level, they're not really important. Pentatonics, super important. From beginner level, they're super important. Major scale harmonization, super important for when you're a beginner, when you're intermediate. I'm not advanced enough really to worry about melodic minor chords and scales. It's not on my plate. But I mean, I will get there eventually, but not today. So I hope you enjoyed the video. You know, all the shit down there. Where is it? Down there. You know, like, subscribe, what have you. If not, that's cool. I don't mind. Leave me a comment if you have any ideas of content you want to see. We do have the the blank guitar, and once Donna's done with her current project, she's going to start working on that. At some point in time today, I need to break out my saddles from StuMac. This is not a promotional video. To hopefully be able to resaddle my Aria Pro and get her up and running again.
Totally is a promo for me, huh?
All right, so you guys have a great day. Stay safe out there. It's a little wet over here. Maybe you guys got some sunshine somewhere else. Bye-bye.